Hi, this is Husky Hardcore coming to you with my Broncos Green Bay Packers Week 4 post game. Hopefully it goes through this time. I tried to make this video yesterday, but after it did all of its thing after the video, it just kind of froze and kind of stuck. And I said, screw it, I didn't have time to do it again yesterday. So I'm going to try to get it done today. And let's just go ahead and get into this. Um, Well, I just woke up, so I'm just trying to make this real quick. Um, Orton looked pretty well. Actually meant to start off with Aaron Rodgers. Just pretty much had a spectacular game. Those of us that have people are now starting to call him the best quarterback in football, but those of us that play fantasy football and have been lucky enough to have him on our team for the last couple of years know that he's been the best in the league for a little while now. Great game. It was kind of heartbreaking. Um, they just threw the ball wherever they wanted to. We had bad pass defense throughout the whole game. Um, Even tried double teaming people deep, and they still burnt us. Believe that Raheem Moore got beat once deep when they tried to double team Jordy Nelson early. I think that was more of he took the wrong angle approach, and the rest of the game I thought he did pretty decent on that. I think they picked on Brian Dawkins. Brian Dawkins had a good game, run stoppage and short like he normally does. He is a beast, but when you play in the league for 16 years, your legs might not be quite what they once were, and a lot of times, if you look back with where they threw the ball downfield, it was Brian Dawkins' side. So I think that good scouting report there. They able to pick on his pass coverage there a little bit. Um, they just threw the ball wherever, and it wasn't like they were running any fancy plays or nothing. It was snap the ball, you run this way, you run straight, you run straight, you run straight. They found the seam and threaded the needle. Good job by the Green Bay Packers all around. They're the best team in football. I thought we kind of showed some different promising things when we were down 21-3 after the Orton pick and the onside kick. We fought back to make it 21-17. If our defense could have stopped them there before the half, Green Bay went on an 80-yard drive, scored a touchdown, then got the ball back in the second half and scored a touchdown, and pretty much that was the ball game after that. And after that, they were able to jump back up on us by that much. The main thing that really killed the game for us, that made it such a blowout, the main thing was our third down defense. They were 9 for 13, which is a phenomenal number. If we could have forced them off the field a couple times, it would have been nice. I think one time they even had a 3rd and 20 after a penalty, and they still slinged the ball down the field and got a first down. For a team that was 1 for 12, I believe, against Cincinnati, which that win's starting to look a little bit better to us now after the win against Buffalo they had. Um, it was kind of heartbreaking to see. We needed them to turn the ball over. We needed to stop definitely third down conversions, long ones. But like I said, when you can drop back and pass and throw to whoever you want, um, it's hard to stop. Aaron Rodgers was 29 for 38, 408 yards, 4 touchdowns, and was able to scramble for 2. Um, he's just a phenomenal quarterback. Somebody that Denver hasn't had since LA, and it's hard to argue against that. Um, we'll go into the Orton interception real quick before I get into the good parts of the game. Orton's interception was returned by Woodson, was a pretty bad one. Again, he looked at one receiver the whole time and threw it to him in the same patterns that it normally. I mean, I think going into the preseason, I believe it was the Seahawks game, but the Seahawks game, uh, the Raiders game, and this game, all three of them were looking down one receiver. And when they came out in the bunch set over there, I was looking right over at Decker because I had a feeling that they were going to go to Decker. I just didn't know if he was going to cut out or in. He ended up cutting out. That was Charles Wilson was. He was expecting the same thing, it looked like. jumped the route and took it to the house. Um, Good scouting again by Green Bay. Kind of figured that that's how it would have been. Then when they surprised us with the onside kick to get up on us, it was really nice to see us fight back. I thought offensively, our offense looked pretty good. The mixture of run and pass is something that I think that it more should be. McGahee only ran the ball 15 times for 103 yards, and that's what I like a little bit more. 15 to 20 range. I know against Cincinnati he ran it 28 times. Let's see if I have my Tennessee notes really quick. 22 times against Tennessee. I would like us to pass a little bit more. We've shown last year that we're a pretty decent, good passing offense. Came out throwing the ball. Say it was because we were down 17, but I thought our offense moved the ball a lot better. We also moved the ball better last week when Orton opened up the second half, started throwing the ball. Open up the run game with the pass. You just don't have to ram it in there every time. It was a good game for McGahee. Got over 100 yards on 15 carries. It was kind of more the mixture that I like. I think, especially in the league these days, you have to be able to pass more efficiently. Even, I mean, how the rules are set up now, just throw the ball downfield. You can't even barely touch a guy, and there's a pass interference. It's a lot easier to have good things happen when you pass the ball. Of course, you could always throw the big interception, but I like that a little bit better. Let's go on because I'm 7 minutes into this. Orton was pretty efficient, had a pretty decent game, except for his interceptions. Couple were late, didn't matter. 22 for 32, 273, 3 touchdowns. On a personal note, it would have been nice if Decker would have caught that third one. I ended up losing my fantasy football because of it. And it wasn't just because of that. Punk-ass Beanie Wells, getting a personal note. Played him 2 weeks ago. He said he was going to play. He was probable, didn't play. Ended up winning that week anyways. This week I wasn't going to go with it again. He plays and scores 31 points, which would have been awesome. I would have been the high score of the week. But pretty decent game by Orton. Was able to move the ball down the field. Throw on the ball deep. Finally, we threw the ball downfield, which was really nice to see again. Brandon Lloyd caught 8 catches for 136 yards, a 17-yard average. A little bit what we're used to seeing from him last year. It was nice to see Brandon Lloyd coming back from his injury and doing very well. And Eric Decker had 5 catches, 56 yards, 2 touchdowns, had the drop. One there at the end of the game. Orton ended up coming back and throwing one to Fells the very next play. Reminds me of Fells. Another big key point of the game was we were already down. We weren't going to come back, but Orton led us on a nice, good drive. Threw a beautiful ball to Fells. Fells fumbles it at like the 3-yard line. They pick it up and start running it out of the 3-yard line area. And turnovers hurt us, especially when we were moving the ball and looking good. We got to cut down on that. On defense, it wasn't a terrible game for everybody. Our D-backs definitely did not look good. Still without Champ Bailey. Hopefully he'll be back next week against San Diego. Doomerville, I thought, looked healthy. Was able to put pressure, get into the backfield quite a bit against Green Bay. Von Miller had 2 sacks. Nice to see the rookie. Looks like he's going to be what we were expecting him to be. Good, decent game by Von Miller. Probably would have had a couple more sacks if Aaron Rodgers wasn't so agility-wise, whatever. Was able to scramble out of things, and I think on at least one of the touchdowns, Miller was putting on the pressure, and he just ran out. DJ Williams he finally got to play again, led the team in tackles. It's nice to have him back. Unfortunately, it was against Green Bay that totally annihilated us. I thought offensively we could have done what we needed to do to stay into the game. If we didn't do those turnovers, onside kick, and if we could have just stopped them on third down, it would have been just definitely at least would not have been as much of a blowout as it ended up looking like. Leslie Woodyard again stepping in there, had a lot of tackles flying around on the field, had a pretty decent game, and that's basically all I have to say about the game. Um, I know there was more yesterday because I'm at the 10-minute point now, and it was a whole 14 minutes yesterday. Yesterday I went on a rant about Brian Sanders, how much I didn't like him, but I think I'll hold off on that for a little while and tell you a little bit of what's coming up. Oh, that's what I got. What's coming up? We're gonna talk about the future of the Broncos here for these next 4 weeks. We just finished the first quarter of the season. 1-3 could have been 2-2, and unfortunately, we dropped that game in Tennessee, and we're 1-3 going into San Diego's coming to our place. Our next 4 games is San Diego, at Miami, Detroit at home, and then at Oakland. I see us being favored for maybe the Miami game. That'll be it. I think we can take 2. I think we can take San Diego. I think we need to take San Diego, and we could possibly beat all 4. I mean, it's the NFL. You never know. Detroit kind of scares me after I saw how Green Bay was able to throw all over us, but uh, we'll have to see what we do this next 4 games. Um, I looked down the schedule. I see that we're probably going to be favored in only 4 games, probably in the rest of the year. I think we could win probably 6 games the rest of the year. We're not really a bad team. Like I said, we should have beaten Tennessee, who beat Baltimore. The Cincinnati wins looking a little bit better now. Uh, Playing Oakland close is looking a little bit better now. So we just have a harder schedule than we've had in the past couple years, and it's even though we're going to have a better record than we did last year, and I think we're definitely made some improvements. So it's good to see that at least. Saying that, if we lose to San Diego going into the bye week, I think we need to start seriously discussing putting in Tim Tebow. We're definitely not going to win the division. I think we can win the games with Tim Tebow that we will be favored in, and 2 more with Tim Tebow in there over Orton. We need to find out what we got in him now. We can't have another year next year wondering, is he going to be the quarterback? I personally think that he will be the quarterback of the future. I like Tim Tebow a lot. It'd be nice to easier for our linemen if we had a quarterback back there that could move around a little bit, opens up your play calling. Um, I don't. A lot of people like to talk trash about his throwing motion. You don't need a great throwing motion. Ben Roethlisberger doesn't have a good throwing motion, but he's won 2 Super Bowls. If you can get out of the pocket, your people will get downfield. You give your wide receivers plenty of time to run around. Big plays will happen. Plus, he can beat you on the feet. Instead of running straight forward, I wish you would run around in the pocket, look downfield a little bit more. But I think that that's what we need to do. The only problem is, I don't know, with all the pressure that the Broncos leadership has had, management will put him in there, because what if Tebow comes in there after the San Diego game and wins 2 of the next 3, or we get on a good streak? Are they going to admit to all of us Broncos fans that they were wrong? Um, are they going to be able to have enough pride, cut down on their pride, and be like, hey, we have our quarterback, we're ready to roll? I don't know if that's what they want to do. John Fox, when they talked about the Tebow package in his post game, was like, oh, we put him in for one play, and it was a negative play. Well, you ran him right up the middle. What the hell? Let the guy be a quarterback. I think they're scared that maybe he's not. Maybe they read into all the. I don't understand it. Letting back there, he did a good job when he finished the season for us, starting the last 3 games. Put him in there if we lose to San Diego. I would say even if we beat San Diego, let's see what he can do, because I really don't want to hope that Orton gets hurt. But for the future of this program, we need to know if Tim Tebow's the man. About out of time. I'm going to start doing more